Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
Don't you cut that? Can I keep
You can keep the post-it notes if you want. Post-its are good. They are hard to find. Thank you.
As a Gamilaroi man who grew up off country, I'd like to also acknowledge where we are today. It always was and always will be our land. So I'm Pete Whiting. We run a podcast. It's pretty good if you want to give it a listen to. You can ask me about that. You can ask me about flipped classrooms. I'm not going to talk about that today because I'm doing that all tomorrow. Mastering gamification. Not talking about that today. We're talking about that all tomorrow. Benefits of being yourself with the students. I'm not so concerned about professional distance with my kids. I never have been, and that's why we'll be talking about gaming with your students. We'll mention that a little bit, and yeah, just stay awesome. You don't have to be an obnoxious punish just because you're a teacher. So, I'm a chemistry teacher. I did not become a chemistry teacher because I love chemistry. I became a chemistry teacher because one night I went to school drunk. I was like, that looks like a fun job. And I enrolled in a teaching degree the next day. Like that's not hyperbole, which is what I usually do. But that's I like chemistry, right? Like it's fun. I really enjoy it. But it's not why I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher because I like people and I like kids. I don't like kids. I like who they turn into be. I like kids now. I didn't having kids. Whatever. That's a different story. I'll speak about that later. One of the first things I realized I learned very quickly when you become a teacher is you are not cool. Like not even close. And I spent a lot of time in my life really thinking I was. So that was a harsh reality. But one of the things that I see happening all the time is not necessarily teachers being like, yeah, I'm cool, I'm one of the kids. That's not so much. But, there we go. Is I see teachers really buying into the gimmicky stuff that the kids are into. Now, Fortnite's fine. It's a fine game. Everyone's stressed about kids being addicted to it. They're not. That's parenting. It's a fine game. They're all fine. But it's not my sort of game. And if I was to start talking about and bringing Fortnite into my lessons, it would be pointless, right? Because it's not my thing. The kids would see through it straight away. And then also on top of that, next year when they're into something else, they'd have to rebrand it. But if you ask the kids, they all know the things I'm into. And the classroom's not about me. The classroom's not about me at all. But it is about those relationships we build. I really want those to be authentic, genuine relationships. There's no point me going, hey, how good's Fortnite, kids? And they'd be like, yeah, all right, old man. Because I don't care about it. What I care about, very, very deeply, is Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I love professional wrestling. I like the modern stuff. The modern stuff, we have the best female wrestlers you've ever seen, and it's actually this weird kind of woke environment that you didn't expect. I like heavy metal and My Little Pony, so I put those two together. Don't care. Shut up, Courtney. And I love Dungeons and Dragons. I didn't have enough room to throw Magic the Gathering up there as well. But these are things that if you ask my kids what Mr. Whiting did, they'll say chemistry, but they'll say it probably 3 or 4 down the list. I think it's really important to share who we are with our kids. And they are our kids, right? Like if you're a teacher, it's for if you're a high school teacher, for like an hour a day, they're yours. If you're a primary school teacher, my wife's a primary school teacher. I mentioned this stuff to her and she's like, well, duh, you idiot, obviously. But it's a bit rarer in the high school. If you're a primary school teacher, they're yours all day, and that's kind of awesome. The other thing I really dig is horror. I love horror. That sort of ties in with the whole sort of metal thing a little bit, I suppose. But one of the more exciting things that's happened to me this year, because I think our classrooms should be really special environments for the kids, but for us as well. Because if you're happy to be there, it shows, right? Like, this is one of my favourite humans in the world, Henry Rollins. He's just the best. But often I live my life with a bit of WOHD, what would Henry do? And optimism is really huge. Like, just be the most obnoxiously optimistic person. Now, like, some of you know me outside of my teaching role, and you'd be like, Pete's a grumpy pain in the ass. But in the classroom, I'm not at all. I'm really not. Like, it's just sort of like super upbeat, and the kids bring in stuff that they're into, and I get really excited about it. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift is evil. But if a kid's going to come into my room and be excited about it, I'm not going to knock that down and be like, well, why aren't you listening to Black Flag? Because of course they're not. They're not 37. So, I don't know, it's a big thing. But on that front, so I have a really open relationship with most of the kids. There's actually one class I have this year that I made that, I'll be honest, I think I made the mistake of really going, no, boom, this is professional Pete, or Mr. Whiting, and you guys are whatever. And that's because they're a group of kids who I knew walking in were going to be a bit more of a handful behaviour-wise. And with that, I don't have the same relationship I do with my other classes. I don't have a kid in my other 4 classes who would not walk through fire for me. Like, and it's 100%. I know this because we didn't set up fire. I like it. Every time you see that happening, like, it's like, oh, this person did this. It's really safe. It's okay. It's just a trick. Don't let Tony Robbins fool you. One of the greatest things that's happened this year is I started sharing it. I started putting up these posters. What is Mr. Whiting reading right now? I change it every time I change a book, pretty much. It's really cool. In my Year 8 class, now my Year 8 class, they don't listen to this. My Year 8 class is not the most academically gifted group. My school streams everything to within an inch of its life, and you can have your own opinions about that. I certainly do. Ask me later, downstairs. And they stream everything to within an inch, and I have the bottom set. They are amazing kids. I love them. With that, you'd probably get along that literacy's not their favourite thing. It's not their strongest skill set. So we put this up, and I was like, whatever. I talk to the kids about all the crap I like. There's always a Stephen King book up there because I enjoy it. There's always a whatever nerd book. And soon after I had this up, one of the kids comes up to me. This is the one that started it all. One of the kids comes up to me, and he's like, oh, hey sir. Like, this is the same kid who asked me earlier that day, if I dug halfway down to the centre of the earth and I jumped, would I go up or down? And I was like, what? Oh, what else did he ask? Love this kid so much. Are rocks really hard, or do they just get all tense when we get near them? And I was like, you're the best, buddy. But he's like, hey sir, he's 13. He's like, when you finish Pet Cemetery, can I borrow it? I was like, oh, I need a note from your mum, but sure, why not, I don't care. So his mum sent me the note, and within, I'd say, a week, I had like 4 or 5 kids, just like, do you have any other like horror books? And we just set up like a little bookshelf in my classroom, and yeah, it's not, I don't check it in or out, it's just the kids come and take what they want and put it back, and some kids have started adding to it, and we've got this little book club. Like, it's a class of 20-ish, whatever, 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds, and they all are now sharing their books. And that's a really cool thing. And the only reason we have that is, in that classroom, is because they know all this